HappiDaze here. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and take on Grand Party Season 18, Day number 4. Here it gets tougher. You start seeing less teams. It's much more random. So yeah, let's just go into the matches and see what teams we have. We changed our captain from Otama, who we had said at the end of the day. Make sure you do that just so everyone has a fair chance to get 15 wins. So let's go ahead and dig into our opponent, see what it looks like. So the bad news is that one person at the top still left Luffy as their captain. It is what it is. The good news is, though, is that it looks like their top team is a Dex team, which obviously our strength team would do really good against. And then it looks like their middle team is a Slasher team, though. They don't have S-Hawk or Zoro Sanji, so it's not really that scary. Even though they do have G5 on the bench there. Middle team has Kaido as the captain. Kind of a weird team at the top there. And even the middle team is kind of a hodgepodge of different characters there. So again, would feel comfortable facing this guy as well. And then the last guy here that we have, if we take a look, Zoro captain. You can see the top team, has some not much synergy units there. And even the middle team there doesn't have that many. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just take on this last team here just for fun, I guess. So let's go ahead and take on this Zoro team. We're going to start off with using our strength team just to get through. And then we're going to I'm going to move strength team to the second slot just because there's a couple of blue units on that top team. So we're going to go with slashers first, and then we're going to use our strength team second. So they don't have a burst, so it's obviously not nearly as scary. So we'll go ahead and get into the match. As I mentioned, slasher first, followed by strength, and then free spirit for the last match of the day, of this round at least. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Like I said, on their side, Zoro can do some nasty fixed damage if he's maxed out. Shiki does help debuff slashers, so that's kind of the only thing that you kind of have to watch out for a little bit. And he's on the back end. But like I said, the idea here is that hopefully we'll knock out a bunch of characters, and then we'll have our burst from when the backbench comes in. So hopefully it should be pretty easy to just go ahead and take them out before things get too crazy there. Specials are just about ready. S-Hawk's going to go. Hopefully you do a bunch of damage, which you did there. I wish I could get the Roger Odin to go first, because with that HP cut, it makes it a lot more damage-wise insane when S-Hawk goes. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen all the time, so is what it is. Unfortunately, we had Odin get binded there. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, it's just a pain. Just kind of extends the match out a little bit, but luckily with Zoro and Sanji there, they're just going to get everyone back to full health. We do have a burst ready, so I'm just going to wait for the back line to come in. And just so we don't give Shiki a chance to do any hits on us, we'll just go ahead and use the burst there, and then just, use the last couple specials here just to charge our burst for match number 2. Beautiful. So get to the first match there. Not too many problems. Pretty easy victory. We like to see teams like this where there's not a G5 Luffy, so a huge shout out to this guy here for putting his team out there to allow us to get the victory when you're done for the day. So let's see what round number 2 brings us. Taking a quick look at the opponents that they have. They obviously have Shanks who can do HP cut. Ace Yamato does some hits too, but overall I'm not kind of too scared. Their backbench, you have the Sai Smoothie there. Like I said, I'm not worried really at all about this fight. 500 damage burst isn't doing much to us, which is good. So now we basically just have to wait for Luffy to go. And then once he goes, if he doesn't knock out pretty much everyone, then the burst that comes and follows will pretty much knock out everyone for us. So let's see what's going to happen here. Luffy just missed out, so what's probably going to end up happening is that when Kobe ends up going, he'll probably end up hasting all our units there. When Jack goes, we might have a chance to fill our meter before. I'm hoping that's the case. Unfortunately for us, we had Luffy get bound. It's unfortunate, is what it is, and Jack got bound too, so we weren't able to, unfortunately, use our special like we were hoping there. But that's fine. Just delays the inevitable for a couple more seconds, but it's not the end of the world there. Luffy's going to come in right after here. And we'll have our burst charge up as soon as Luffy goes, and we'll use it right after. And that will pretty much be GG's after that. Wait for a couple more units to come in. All right, and now we'll use our burst just to kind of take out those other 3 who had kind of low health, and then we can kind of just chip away at everyone else until we secure the victory there. Kaido should hopefully kill them when he does his special there. We'll just see what happens, but it should be a pretty straightforward victory there for this second match of the day. Yep, Kaido comes in and just cleans up. And just like that, we've won our first match of the day, bringing us up to 10 wins total. Again, thank you for using that strategy and sending your captain to a non-burst captain. Make sure you do it at the end of the day. All right, awesome. We got 2 more gems. So let's go ahead and see what options we have for round number 2. So for match number 2, so we do have 2 Luffy captains here, which is unfortunate, is what it is. But luckily, we do have a Uta captain at the bottom there. Which is probably the team that we're going to take off. If all 3 were G5, I'd probably take that top team. It looks like they have a Dex team at the top of their lineup, so our strength team would be able to kind of go through there, and then we can just use our slasher team for either the second or third match. For the second opponent there, the first team he has looks like a slasher team. Pretty crazy. He has the key units there. So again, I wouldn't want to face that if I didn't have to. And then that last team here, you have Uda as the captain, and it looks like they have kind of it's a pretty crazy team in terms of they're fully maxed out, but the actual units themselves aren't too scary here. We have obviously the units on the backbench there meant to debuff some Psy, but nothing. We're not using Psy, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and use I think the strength team first here. Shiru is gonna end up hitting us a little bit more damage with his special. But I think I just feel safer, having that strength team go first, having them have Luffy go and Jack go, and then kicking off the burst. The Uda captain that they have there, if I remember correctly, she moves some stat debuffs. I think it was like paralysis and some other stuff. She does a 6% action bind for 5 seconds. And I think she can help rewind cerebral characters, CT, for 2 of those characters by 100%. So she has to use a bunch of specials. I think it's either 6 or 8 specials roughly for her to kick off. So not a scary captain at all since we have G5 as our captain. So let's just go ahead and get into it. As I mentioned, we're just going to have the strength team go first. They're the kind of team I feel most confident with when I don't know the opponent, right? Obviously, for the last day, I might change this up, or even for the last match, I might change it up depending on the matchup, just because if you hit a quick team, they can make quick work out of that strength team. And also, if the opponent has G5 burst, that G5 burst will almost wipe the whole team as soon as they use it. So just got to be careful for that. So that's why this team might change up as we go towards the back end of the season and might convert to either a quick team, like a quick slasher team, or we might try out the int cerebral team with the Vegapunk and Atlas that I've been kind of playing around with. We'll see. We'll just see what happens, but at least for the moment, we'll let the units go. Once Jack goes, he'll do massive HP cut, which is good because they are all maxed units. It means they have a lot of HP, which means that it will fill our gauge just that much quicker, just letting us have a good chance to go ahead and defeat these units. Snowfy comes in with a hit here. Luckily for us, we're going to have Kobe go. He's going to help boost units to the top. Jack is going to go. Unfortunately, we haven't had Luffy go yet, which is kind of a shame. I was hoping that he would have already went by now, or he would have got boosted with the rest of the units there, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So it looks like we might have to take a couple specials before we're able to have Luffy go. But because of all the HP cuts and everything else there, when he does go, he's going to end up hitting like a truck. So we're going to take a 25% HP cut from Shanks there. Not the end of the world, but this is where you get to see how crazy the Luffy can be. And he just wipes out those units. We'll have those guys come in from the back bench, and we'll just use one special to pretty easily just defeat the rest of them. We could have saved the burst there. There's no reason for us to really have to use it there. But just to make the match quicker, and like I said, with the units that are left here, we'll just basically farm them to help get our burst ready for match number 2. Ideally, what will happen is in match number 2 with our slashers, we'll have S-Hawk go. When S-Hawk goes, he'll be able to basically, with the combination of the burst and his attack, we'll be able to wipe out most of the team. And then it's just a matter of just cleaning up. Jackson again, but not do too much damage here since they're already pretty low health. And Kaido just finishes off. Thankfully, charges our burst to about 65% maybe, and just puts us in a good position for match number 2. Now, I know the last match is going to be, or I'm assuming the last team here is going to be a int team based on the Uta captain, but we have no idea. So I don't know if this middle team is going to be a slasher team. There's a good chance it could be slasher versus slasher, which it is. So let's just see what their slasher team looks like. I don't see S-Hawk, which is the good news for us, and I also don't see Zoro and Sanji, which is more good news for us. So we kind of lucked out there that we didn't get stuck with them. So that is definitely good. And like I said, now we'll just pretty much wait until S-Hawk goes, and then when he does, we'll use our burst to clean the rest of the units up there. Roger Whitebeard could still go and still do a pretty good amount of damage, so they are still something to watch out for and be careful for. So we just want to kind of watch how this progresses, but it doesn't matter. S-Hawk comes in, just absolutely decimates. We'll use the burst here to hopefully kill the rest. And then we have Roger Whitebeard to do the HP cut. Also the damage through defense as well once the backbench comes in. We don't have any Psy units on here, except for the 2 units on the bench, so we don't have to worry about Konis debuffing anyone there. So yeah, I mean, this match is pretty much over at this point. Just a matter of just getting the specials off to kind of make it go much quicker. Roger Whitebeard, when they go, are going to kill 2 units here. And then this should be over in just a few seconds once Konis takes a death hit from any of these guys. You know, she's tanking pretty good. But unfortunately, S-Hawk decides to say, sorry, not today. So with that, we win our second match of the day, bring us up to 11 wins, one more closer to the 12 wins of the day, which is always great. We like to see it. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the match 3 opponents look like. All right, for the final match, so we have one G5 captain. Looks like it's probably a slasher team at the top. Ooh, and that's a pretty beefy slasher team with S-Hawk, Zoro Sanji, Whitebeard Roger, as well as Cracker to speed up the whole team with the CT. So probably not going to fight that guy. So going into the second or third teams, for the second team here, let me just click back there. For the second team here, it looks like they are rocking Mori as the captain, so it's Dex, which means their last team is probably a Dex team. And it looks like they're rocking the Strength team at the top, followed by something in the middle, whether it's Slashers or Quick or Free Spirit, no idea. But at least we know the top and the bottom. The red team does scare me a little bit, even though they are debuffed this season. I'm thinking, you know, if you have the slasher team go, the CT might be enough to get off before they go, but it kind of is a little bit risky, I think. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and go for this last opponent, who has Whitebeard out there. So obviously their front team is much stronger. You can see they have an 85k slasher team up front, but they don't have Zoro Sanji and they don't have Cracker to boost the CT. So I think if we have a slasher versus slasher match, our guys should be able to go first, the G5 captain as well. It should give some speed up to those free spirit characters, mostly the Zoro Sanji, to help bump up the order of specials in case we don't have good luck there. We know the middle team, assuming that the whole team is a blue team for their captain. You know, that would be a quick team in the middle and then some other team at the bottom. So I think how I'm going to play this is I'm going to have my slasher team versus their slasher team, and then I'm going to have my Dex team versus their hopefully quick team if their friend captain is marked properly, and then we'll kind of see how it goes. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this match. Like I said, I'm just going to swap that so slashers go first, and I'm just hoping that with what I have that I can hopefully just get my burst off quick, let our guys go before their guys go. We really probably only need S-Hawk or Roger Whitebeard to go there. Sorry, I know I keep calling him Roger Odin in all my videos. It's just something I'm trying to get through my head. But Roger and Whitebeard there, not Roger and Odin. You know, if they go or if S-Hawk goes, either one of them should really get that gauge charged pretty quickly. So you can see we have 14 CT speed on Zora and Sanji, which is just crazy. It looks like we'll be in a good spot to hopefully get our specials off before they're able to get theirs off, but now maybe not. It looks like their S-Hawk might be able to get a shot off, which definitely hurts. That definitely hurts. And then we're going to get our own S-Hawk to go. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my special just because this is a tricky match because they had a pretty beefy slasher team that's there. But hopefully that should make it easier with the backline coming in. Roger Whitebeard will be able to basically kill 2 of them and just work on charging the burst for match number 2. We do have a pretty good team on the bench if we had to. Pretty much everyone except for that Brook who's just there to boost the Sanji should be able to kind of help out and hold their own in case we lose some of our front line. But you always just want to be careful because you never know what can happen. So Sanji just moves all the specials and attacks to the front, which is good. And we're just slowly chipping away here. Awesome. So our burst is charged. I'm really hoping this middle team is a quick team because that will allow us to just make quick work of it and secure 12 wins for the day. Yeah, so that is definitely not the team I thought it was going to be. Yeah, so that's definitely unfortunate for us. We do have a burst. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we use the burst or save it. Unfortunately for us, they have Law on their team, which can severely debuff us as well, which is just a pain. He debuffs the powerhouse units. A lot of these guys are powerhouse units. But we'll see how it goes. We'll chug along. Blackbeard will hopefully do a pretty good HP cut. This team does have a lot of HP. That's kind of the one saving grace there. But of course, taking a G5 shot is just not going to be fun for us. Luckily, it only hit one person. That's actually going to help us with the Luffy, just because if he's below 50% health, he'll increase the cooldown of one of the unit sets there. So it's tough because we're kind of waiting for Blackbeard to go because he's the key here to making sure that we can. Oh, and that just hurts us as well. All right, Blackbeard finally goes, and it would be great if we get Big Mom off to actually do a hit here, just because she hasn't been able to really do much. We're going to try to use a burst here, just see what happens. I want to see if I can avoid having to take another Yamato shot. Luckily for us, we avoid it, which is good, and then hopefully Big Mom will be able to come in and do some damage to the back-end units here. Like I said, we do have some units on the bench. If you're going, this is just a note. Obviously, if you're setting a captain at the end of the day, please set it to one that actually lets people know what your team is. It looks like I'll be able to pretty easily get through this battle, but if I didn't have a fully maxed Dex team, then I probably wouldn't, and that would just cause a unnecessary loss there. So, just programming note: be kind to each other. Make sure that the leader you choose is a good indication of what that team would be. Just to help out people, just so they don't think it's one team. And then it's still appreciated because it's not a burst, right? If you had to take a burst, I definitely probably would have lost that second match as well. So I do appreciate, I don't want to say that I don't appreciate that the friend captain was changed. It obviously is a huge part of helping us get that win up to number 12. But just make sure that if you're choosing a leader, if you can, try to do one that's indicative of what the team is. It'll just make everyone's life a little bit easier. So with that, we go ahead and secure win number 12 for the day. Obviously, it gets harder starting tomorrow. We don't see teams. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change up that Dex team that we changed for our strength team and revert back, or maybe I'll go with Cerebral. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So at the last day, a lot of times you can't see any of your opponents. So it's luck. It's RNG. It's out of your hands, right? So you just put out hopefully the best you can. And then just hope that, you don't face a team that you're type advantaged or disadvantaged against. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate these videos. Hopefully you enjoy me going through my thought process as I'm going through GP matches. It's very dynamic in terms of when you choose to use specials, when you don't use specials. So even though it's not really sped up, hopefully that my frame of mind as I'm going through these matches will help you guys when you guys are going through your matches. So I hope you guys get 12 wins. Let me know in the comment section below how many wins you got up until this point. And until next time, be kind of each other.